This episode of Trestle Tactics is proudly presented by Gordon Food Service.
Welcome to Trestle Tactics, a tips from Trestle short. We wanted to know what's going to make our podcasts more valuable to you. And the answers were simple. You want easy to implement tactics and strategies that will let you create an outstanding experience around your senior living food and hospitality programming. So let's dive in right now on today's Trestle Tactics. Welcome to today's episode of Trestle Tactics. On episode 315 of Tips from Trestle, we spoke with Dr. Milton McGowan on the topic of workforce development. So on today's Trestle Tactics, I want to explore one aspect of that conversation a bit deeper, creating a culture of continuous learning. Whether you're leading a small team or managing a large organization, the insights we share today will help you foster an environment where learning is part of your DNA. So let's get started. So why is continuous learning important? Well, in today's fast-paced world, staying ahead of the curve is more important than ever. But how do we ensure our teams are not just keeping up, but leading the way? The answer lies in creating a culture of continuous learning. This isn't just about professional development. It's about cultivating a mindset where every challenge is an opportunity to grow and every success is a stepping stone to further learning. So when I think about how we want to do this, especially in the world of dining and culinary arts, I have 5 strategies and unique ideas I think you can take away that'll help you build this culture. So let's dive into those strategies now. The first is conducting monthly workshops. So don't think of these as kind of those average run-of-the-mill training sessions. I want you to think about workshops and create them so they're dynamic, they're interactive, and they cover topics. Think about things like cooking techniques that your staff wants to learn about, or nutrition trends, or food and menu trends, or even customer service excellence. The key here is to get your team to participate. We want to encourage all of our team members to lead sessions in their areas of expertise, which is going to then turn that learning into a shared responsibility. This is how you're going to get full team buy-in and really start to build that culture within your team around continuous learning. Another fun idea is a recipe swap session. Now, a lot of times this kind of devolves into, well, my sous chef has this idea, or an executive chef, I want to share this with the team. And what I'm wanting to do is I want you to broaden this to your entire team. Even think about people outside of the dining department. The idea is we want to start sharing knowledge, experience, and, actually the recipes so that way we can be successful. It's a great way to bring your team into the learning process, but also creates that shared sense of community and purpose. And it also helps with some of the unique cultural aspects we may find when it comes to the many different backgrounds in our dining departments or even our senior living communities. The third area would be looking to have guest experts come in. Now, there's very specific power behind having guest experts. Imagine having a really well-known chef or a leading nutritionist or even some sort of hospitality guru right there in your workspace, and they're sparking inspiration and offering new perspectives. These sessions can open your team's eyes to possibilities they haven't even considered, and it'll hopefully help them push the boundaries of innovation and creativity. Also, having that kind of third-party expert a lot of times lends a lot of extra credibility to the things you're doing internally because they'll come and support your programs and your efforts. So do not shy away from having those third-party guest experts come in and be a part of your learning program. Another unique idea is theme days. We do these for our residents, for their experience. We do these around holidays, sometimes promote our resident engagement calendars this way. But these are things where we could enhance them and bring them into the learning portion of what we do. So not just creating menus for our residents to enjoy, but think about having this day also be dedicated to exploring that cuisine further, thinking about how that is, it's culturally impactful to the people experiencing it, how it impacts us as we experience it, and think about things like the special ingredients and techniques that make them unique. It's going to be a super fun and engaging way to encourage your team to do research, work together, and to be more successful. And obviously, kind of helps build this idea of continuous learning around everything.
Are you looking for new ideas? Then you're invited to a once a year big show. Gordon Food Show. Taste hundreds of new products. Learn cutting edge culinary trends. Attend expert led presentations. Connect with industry specialists. Special show only discounts. Gain valuable insights. It's free to attend. The possibilities are limitless. Start here, go everywhere. Gordon Food Service.
This last idea is kind of fun, and I think would be something that a lot of our teams would really benefit from. And think about this as just kind of a unique opportunity. And this is what I call innovation challenges. So these are friendly competitions centered around curating new dishes, improving processes, or even finding ways to enhance the overall operation. It's really about getting your team to think outside the box, to experiment with their experience, their knowledge, their expertise, and then learning from both their successes and their failures. I'm a big proponent of using your team and your team feedback to improve what you're doing. Well, these innovation challenges are going to open that up to not just finding a better way, but also looking out into the industry and really kind of finding what are other people doing and how can we take what they've done, what they're doing successfully, or a failure they've had that they've talked about, and how can we use that in our own operation? So an innovation challenge can be really a unique opportunity for you in building this culture of continuous learning. So you might be wondering what's going to be the real impact of doing this, right? These all sound good, but I don't have time. It's hard with staffing the way it is, whatever it might be. So what's that real impact? Well, I think the benefits can be really far reaching, right? So think about increased engagement, improved job satisfaction, and then this really most important, fostering the sense of ownership and accountability with your team. It's going to really kind of start to build that foundation of continuous learning culture, and it'll start to have this ripple effect through every aspect of your operation. And it's not just about that internal growth. This is a great opportunity to share your successes. Think about social media, industry forums, local community boards, local chapters of your chefs association, whatever it might be. You want to be able to have this culture that positions you and your team as leaders in the food and culinary world, especially in your area, because this will help you attract talent. It'll help you retain and attract resident prospects. And who knows, maybe even higher up, you may find potential investors to really embrace this innovation and learning as a part of their investments. So as we look at this, obviously there's going to be challenges, right? I kind of alluded to some of them earlier, but think about the time constraints. We always are going to worry about budget limitations and then the resistance to change that we as humans naturally have. These are just a few things you might face. But it's really important that if you go into this with a clear vision, a commitment to small and consistent steps, and a focus on the long-term benefits, you can easily overcome these challenges. It's about building that plan and sticking to it. And your team will see that consistency. They'll see you being a part of it. And then the plan becomes not just your plan, but it becomes our plan when it comes to the team. So where do you start? Obviously, you want to start by assessing your current culture. What learning opportunities do you already have? What are things you're doing that maybe could become learning opportunities? Where are the gaps in this? Do you have team members that are ready for this? Do you have team members that are worried about embracing this kind of a culture? I would say, and this is in just about anything we do, just take one of these ideas, one of these strategies, and implement it. the innovation challenge. Just do that once a month. Have a meeting. Here's what we're going to do. Bring your ideas and let's have a little fun competition. So remember, the goal isn't that we're trying to change your culture overnight, but it's really to plant these seeds of continuous learning and to water and nurture them so they grow over time. So as we wrap up this episode of Trestle Tactics, I want to leave you with this thought. Culture of continuous learning isn't just a nice to have. It really should be a must have for any team or organization looking to thrive in today's ever-changing landscape of food and dining in senior living. So take that first step, embrace the journey, and watch as your team transforms into a dynamic, innovative force and becomes a market and industry leader in senior living dining. Thanks for joining us today on Trestle Tactics. We'll see you next time. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Trestle Tactics. Be sure to like and subscribe on any of our channels, YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts, or anywhere you listen to us. Also, be sure to follow us on any of your social media channels at Tips from Trestle. Well, thanks for joining us on this episode of Trestle Tactics.